Hello and welcome to Agora. My name is Travis Cochran, and today I have the great pleasure to be sitting with Holly Eskew. Holly, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, and you?
Doing well. So, Holly, after just witnessing your great live art performance today, what actually made you go from functional art to performance art?
Well, the performance art came into play when I came back here to college and started educating myself in the arts. And I took this incredible class from Ricardo Dominguez, and my eyes were opened as a result of that. And through a series of performances that I did while taking his class, I really fell in love with the act of being able to express yourself immediately and having that interaction with the audience and getting that feedback right away from, an audience, as opposed to, working forever in your studio all by yourself behind locked doors, and then, presenting it in a gallery where you're really removed from that interaction, from, feedback from the public in general. So my desire to do more performance art really resulted, or stemmed, I should say, from the first few times that I have ever done performance art.
So you say like Dominguez and other professors played a huge role in like opening your eyes in a sense to becoming more lean towards the performance arts?
Well, yeah, I think I'm a naturally outgoing individual, so I think that there is something that, inside of me that lent itself to the performance. But before I took the performance art class, I was exposed to performance art and kind of thought how strange it was and how weird it was. And so I would say I was pretty closed-minded until I took this course, and then I realized the different techniques and the different applications and the reasons behind, certain acts that are being performed. And once I learned, the backstory to that, and then started applying that to some of the things that I was interested in communicating, things having to do with sexuality, or the relationships between student and professor, and emotions charged by death. Those, when I explored those aspects through performance art, I really enjoyed the interaction that I was able to receive right away. So I guess the answer to the question is instant gratification. Yeah.
Very cool. And now I understand that you're a returning student. What made you come back to school?
I actually came back to school at the request of my father, my late father, and on his deathbed, he literally took my hand and requested that I go back to school. And I wasn't expecting him to pass away, so I said, yes, Daddy, I will, and kind of thought I was placating him. And, he passed away right after that. And so that was the last conversation I had, and I felt like I needed to honor that. And now I feel like my dad's right here on my shoulder because he did me the best thing and having me, pushing me back to getting my education. Wow,
well, I bet your father's really proud of you for fulfilling it. Also, too, have you always considered yourself an artist? Like, what is there any underlying moment or circumstance that actually, hey, I want to become an artist? Or do you see yourself making a career out of this? Or?
Yeah, actually, I started, as a self-taught artist. I used to paint, and I used to do it as a hobby. And through the encouragement of friends and family members, you should really pursue that. You're really talented, And I was like, yeah, whatever. And it wasn't until somebody that was doing interior decorating asked to purchase some of my artwork that I really realized that you could actually sell your artwork, But I had a really hard time letting go of my paintings because you work so long on your artwork that they become like your babies. So I decided the best way to do it would be to image my paintings onto greeting cards, photo albums, and gift wrap paper. And so I started a small company called Creative Hearts Incorporated. And so I got to keep my paintings, and then the public got to actually enjoy the images because I would image them on other products. And so that's how I started making a living as an artist.
Wow, and so that started propelling you into the artistic world. Very, very cool. Also, too, would you consider yourself currently performance artist, or more the traditional paint, sculpture, all that? What would you consider yourself right now?
I would say that my interest right now, is definitely peaked, in the performance artist art, territory, primarily because it's what's new to me, and it's this whole area to be explored, but also because I'm looking to incorporate a research aspect into performance art. Looking to see if performance art is a viable, avenue to pursue in terms of a way to communicate. And so I would have to say that my interests right now are primarily in performance art, but I still enjoy getting my hands dirty.
Okay, so you kind of like shifted over to the performance arts kind of.
I have in a big way, yeah.
Now, for in the future, what is it that you're working towards? Is there any particular things you have for the future, or where do you see yourself going?
Well, when I started back at college, I thought that I would do something outside of art, so I started as pre-med, and then through a series of different events, I just realized that wasn't something that I could stomach, and so I found myself back into arts. And so it's been, as most people in college, we change our major a few times, and so I went through that. And if all else fails, I think that my degree will allow me to teach one day. But if, I don't see myself teaching immediately or anything like that. But I think that what the education will do for me is, in the art world, you have to be able to speak their language, and, the networking, system is pretty important as well. And so I think it will afford me a different level of acceptance in the art world as a result of coming from UCSD and getting my MFA and whatnot.
Okay. Very good. Final thought I would like to make. I remember asking you previously, and other people do this too. They go to and they look at performance artists, people as weird or strange. How do you make a living to this? And he says, well, we do this kind of to live thing. What can you explain that kind of mindset?
That is a little bit ephemeral, if I can use one of Ricardo Dominguez's words, because it's something that is a little bit unexplainable. A lot of times performance art is done without a camera, or sometimes, there's not even a large audience. So you do these acts, these performance acts, in a way to release something from inside of you. So when I'm saying, we don't do it for a living, we do it to live, it is something that allows you to search something inside of yourself, or make sense of this world in some abstract sort of a way. So that's what I find interesting.
Well, Holly, thank you very much for the interview. We wish you the best of luck in the artistic world. And this was this segment of Agora. My name is Travis Cochran. Out.